Hello and welcome back to PA Academy. So in solving quadratic equation using graphical method, you are going to be using these two examples to explain that. So the first one says x squared plus 4x plus 3 is equals to 0. So we are going to be looking for the roots of this quadratic equation, that is the value of x, using graphical method. So the first thing you are going to do is you are going to draw a table that looks like this. And then, so what we have here is x, and this is the range of value of x. Remember, if you have a graph, if you plot your graph, we have the x-axis and the y-axis. Let's assume this is a graph. This is all the y-axis, and this is the x-axis. The vertical one is the y-axis, and then the horizontal is the x-axis. So the values that will be on the x-axis, so this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2. So that is what we are having here. Then y this itself is the quadratic equation. This x squared, this is it, we have it here. 4x, okay, this should be 4x, not 4x squared. So 4x, then 3, this is 3. So this is the quadratic equation, the entire quadratic equation. So we are going to be solving it using this table and then plotting our graph. Now, so you might be wondering, how do I know the range for my value of x? Now, what I would say is that once you are solving a quadratic equation using graphical method, most times that is where the question will ask you to solve it using graphical method. So what you can just do is to solve it with other method, maybe formula or factorization. Then that will give you an idea of the roots of the quadratic equation. So you can use that to determine the range of the value of x you will use when solving the graphical method. Like I said in previous parts, this is one of the least used method of solving quadratic equation, but it's important for you to know it because some question can ask you categorically that, okay, find the root of this equation using graphical method. So let's get started. So now we've put in these values. What we are going to do is, where we have x, we are going to put in each of these values in their column. So now we have x squared. So what we are going to put here is, to get the value here, we are going to replace x with minus 4. So minus 4 squared, that will give us 16. So let's go to the next box. We are under minus 3. So if you put minus 3 in place of x, so that will be minus 3 square, and that will give us 9. So now we are under 2. If you put 2 in place of x, that will be minus 2 square. So minus 2 square will give us 4. So minus 1, it will give us 1. This will give us 0. And then 1. And then 4. So if you put 2 in place of x, that's 2 square, that will give us 4. So let's go to the next line. Here we have 4x. So you are going to replace the x with 4. So replacing it with 4, that will be 4 multiplied by minus 4. That will give us minus 16. So for minus 3, if you replace it with x, if you put minus 3 in place of x, that will be minus 3 times 4. That will give us minus 12. So we are going to do that for the other values. That will give us, this one will be minus 8, minus 4, 0, 4, and 8. So now for this constant, which is 3, you can see that there is no x. So what we are just going to do is we are going to rewrite the 3 all through. So now for this row, for this x squared plus 4x plus 3 row, what we are going to do is we are going to add these 3 values. We are going to add them together to get the value here. So for the first column, we have 16 minus 16 plus 3. That will give us 3. 9 minus 12 plus 3. That will give us 0. So 4 minus 8 plus 3. That will give us minus 1. So 1 minus 4 plus 3 will give us 0. So 0 plus 0 plus 3 will give us 3. 1 plus 4 plus 3 to give us 8. And then 4 plus 8. So 4 plus 8 plus 3, that will give us 15. So we've gotten the values for this table. So now let's put it into this small table, the value of our x and y, which we are going to be using to plot the graph. So the value for our x is minus 4 to 2. So here minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. So what we are going to have on the y-axis, so this is the y-axis. So let's say this is a graph. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have -1, -2, -3, -4. So this will represent the y-axis. So the values here is what we have here, which is 3. So for -3, under -3 we have 0, 0, -2 we have -1. So you enter each value like that. So this is 0, 3, 8, and 15. So the next thing that we are going to be doing now is we are going to be plotting our graph. So here we want to plot the graph to question number 1. So let me change the caption. So for the here we have x variable. Let me change it to x-axis. Then this y-axis. So click on proceed. So I'm using Graph. That's the name of the app. It's an Android app. So now right here we insert the values for our x and y axis. We have a total of 7 rows, so I will increase the row to 7. So now we put in the value for our x-axis. For the x-axis we have -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, and then 2. So on the y-axis we have 3, 0, -1, 0, 3, 8. Oh, I think I've skipped a number. 3, 0, -1, 0, 3, 8. Okay, 15. So let me delete this. So once you click on finish and plot graph. So this is how the graph will look like. So if you remember in the previous part of this video under graphical method of solving quadratic equation, said that if a is greater than 0, then the graph will open upward, and that's what is happening here. The graph is opening upward. You can see that the graph opens upward. So now to get the value of x from this graph is you check the x-axis. That is the horizontal, this horizontal line. So where the graph is touching it, let me zoom it. That will give us the value of our x. That's the root of the equation. So if you look at it closely, it's touching x. Look at these 3 dots. Let me zoom it again. So as you can see from these 3 dots, these 2 on the end. Okay. So these 2 are touching, the 2 at the end, not the one at the middle, are touching the x-axis. So the one on my left is -3. That is touching -3 proper. So the one on the right is in between -0.75 and -1.13. So where it is touching it is -1. So that will give us, so that has given us the value for x. So the value of x for this question is -3 and -1. So using graphical method. So that is it for the graph for example 1.